So I want to find out if you have tension headaches. Okay, so there's so many people that have tension headaches and they don't really know what to do about it. They just pop the Tylenol or the Advil or the BC powder, the Goody powder. Excedrin. Bad words from the chiropractor's wife. This is Karen. She's my lovely model and assistant and my wife. So we're going to talk about tension headaches. So what do you need to know if you have tension headaches? Do you want to get rid of your tension headaches permanently? All right. So some things you have to understand about tension headaches and what causes them. The main cause of them. Okay. The main cause of tension headaches is a problem with this muscle right here. All right. So this is. Can you see that, Whitney? Whitney's our illustrious videographer here. So this muscle right here, it is on your back. Karen, I'm going to use her as an example. All right. It's a muscle that attaches right here. Okay. You can see that attaches right here and runs up and attaches to the spine right through here. Okay. Now, on my nerve chart over there, which I'm not going to have Whitney focus on, but if we put tension and stress on that part of the spine, a couple things happen. It gives us headaches because of the muscles, but it also puts pressure on the nerves in that area, and those nerves, just straight from anatomy book, this isn't chiropractic 101, but straight from anatomy book, is headaches, dizziness, migraines, vision issues, but headaches is like number one on the list. So this is called the levator scap muscle. All right, so levator scapula. Now what it does, levator means lift. So this is your scapula, the wing bone right here, all right, like your chicken bone, right? So this muscle lifts up the scapula. It's called levator, right? Lift up the scapula. And it attaches to your neck right here. So you can imagine that it can be fairly easy to stress and strain that muscle. So the reason why I wanted Karen to be my model today is because she's my wife, and she somehow pulled, when was it?
A week ago.
About a week ago, her levator scap, all right? She would like to say that I'm the cause of her headaches, but I'm not, all right? So she somehow pulled that muscle. She's been having headaches about a week. So we started working on her a little bit, and things have gotten better. But the thing that's interesting is that if this muscle is not responding, you could turn around if you'd like.
Okay.
If that muscle is not responding to treatment, now what type of treatment? Okay, if it's not responding to chiropractic care, right? If it's not responding to like massage and trigger point therapy, maybe you get headaches and you go, if somebody would just rub my neck all the time, then I would feel better. And you go, it does feel better, but only if somebody's rubbing on it. And then, half an hour goes by, or the next day comes along and the headache comes back. Then rubbing that muscle or fixing that muscle didn't solve the problem, right? So I want to show you another muscle. And this is why I said a permanent fix here, okay? Because if this muscle is staying tight all the time, why would that muscle stay tight? All right, so I'm going to have you turn this way for me. So this muscle will stay tight for a couple of reasons. If the individual sits at a desk all day, what kind of slouch? So they slouch, all right, and their head goes forward, and that by itself is going to put extra stress and strain on that muscle. But the interesting thing is, it's very difficult for people to change their posture without doing the right work. And the work that they're missing, and the thing that makes it if you have a tight muscle, the thing you have to know is that if there's a tight muscle, there's almost always a weak muscle that goes along with it. And if you fix the weak muscle, the problem resolves, right? Because you're never going to fix a tight muscle unless you solve the weak muscle. So this is typically the weak muscle here, the scalene muscles. So all we did is we turned the person around. Levator scap on the front, behind the windpipe, behind the trachea, behind the esophagus, up against the spine, there's some muscles called the scalenes that attach in the lower part of the neck and come down attached to the clavicle and the first rib. So these muscles are on the front, and the vast majority of the population never uses that muscle. All right, so I'm going to have you just come over here for a second. What happens if we don't use that muscle is typically, I'm going to go over here for a second. Sorry, spinning around. You're supposed to have a curve in your neck. All right? like 99 out of 100 people that we take x-rays of, they don't have that curve in their neck. So they get arthritis and degeneration. This is actually one of the things that contributes to arthritis and degeneration in your neck, is losing that curve. It's not because of your age. If any of you say it's because I'm getting older, or because your mom had it and your dad had it, if you don't have a curve in your neck, all that goes out the window. It's because you don't have a curve in your neck, right? So you get arthritis and degeneration, spurs, pardon me, disc degeneration, because you lose the curve in your neck. So the curve in the neck, how do we keep that curve? We're supposed to have the curve in the neck. Those scalene muscles that I showed you pull forward and down on the vertebra in the lower part of your neck. They're the only muscles that pull forward and down on those vertebrae. So if those muscles are weak and we're overusing the ones in the back, what's going to happen is your spine is going to straighten up, okay? And you're going to get arthritis. And guess what else you're going to have? Tension headaches. So now, it's not only tension headaches. I'm just trying to give you a way to help solve tension headaches. But if you look at a nerve chart in any anatomy book, you're going to see the nerves at C1 and C2 are going to go into areas that are going to contribute to headaches and migraines. They even affect the blood flow to the brain. So migraines are also caused by this. So if you want to solve some of these things permanently, now not all migraines are due to a problem with the C1 nerve. Some of them are due to blood flow. Some of them people have really bad headaches because they have masses inside their skull and crazy things like that. But if you have a mechanical reason why you're putting stress on the muscles in the back of the neck and stress on those nerves, unless you solve that mechanical reason, your headaches will never go away, okay? So one of the things is certainly get somebody to rub your neck. If you can get somebody, if you have a loved one or something who will massage those muscles, certainly that feels good. It can help relieve a headache. But unless you work those weak scalene muscles, this is what happens. People don't use them. They're looking down at their devices all day. They're looking at their computers all day. And all it takes is a little bit of gravity to go like this. It doesn't require any activity of those scalenes. People never use these muscles anymore. They never use them. So you've got to exercise those scalenes. So go onto YouTube right now and look for some exercises to work those scalene muscles, okay? I would do it for you right now, but we're not in a room where I can show you how to do that. Actually, we could do a little bit, all right? So let's say I'm lying on my back. One of the things, so looking up at the ceiling, one of the things I'd want to do is tuck my chin to my chest and then lift my head up off the table, okay? And as long as I'm not making those turtle muscles in here, to do that, the muscle that I'm working is going to be those scalene muscles. If I find that this muscle right here, that big band of muscles is contracting, that's using what's called your SCM muscle. You don't want to do that because you're not using the right muscle. That attaches right here, and that's going to just make you go like this and make this problem worse. Okay, so you want to use the deep neck flexors. So you want to just try to engage that by tucking your chin to your chest and gently lifting your head up, and then hold it for 2 or 3 seconds, and then put your head back down. You want to work those muscles. Guess what, folks? If you're going to start working those muscles, the interesting thing is the first thing that you're going to experience, a lot of people, is they say, man, my neck feels like I got into a car accident at first. And a lot of people will say they're getting headaches, or it's making their headaches worse at first. But if you keep it up, you'll engage those muscles the right way, and all those muscles in the back of the neck, those levator, scap, and those trap muscles that we were just talking about, will start to loosen up. You'll get less knots in those muscles. You won't want to give somebody your paycheck just to get them to work on those muscles every day, and you'll fix the problem for good. Now, when we say for good, I want you to know it means you're going to have to continue to work on this the rest of your life, because nobody's going to get rid of gravity anytime soon. All right? Who knows? Maybe Trump will make some policy and he'll say, we got to get rid of gravity. Probably not. Just a political joke. So here's the deal. Work those scalene muscles. You can work out the knots on the levator scap. Karen, when we looked at it, we realized that this is slower to respond. So one of the things she's got to do is she's got to work those scalene muscles in order to fix the problem so that she's not continuing to have headaches. I'm a chiropractor. I can adjust her. It can help. But unless she actually engages the muscles the right way, it will not last. Okay, so you guys, this is one of those share-worthy videos because so many people are at their office or at their work and they're begging their coworkers for their Excedrin or the goody powder, they're going to the bathroom. Hey, do you got any Tylenol? I got such a headache today. It's like an epidemic. It's like probably one of the most talked about things in an office is people having headaches. And you could do something about it if you know the exercises. But other people that are suffering need to have this information. So as always, please share. Anything you want to add?
No, it's great. Good stuff.
Been quiet the whole time. All right. So please share. Hit that share button. Hit those likes. Give me some thumbs up. Give me those little hearts. Whatever you can do to help share this and get this information out there, because a lot of people can stop suffering. We appreciate you watching. Take care, Facebook. We'll see you next time.